Hi, this is Sajag Patel with the Bold Real Estate Consultants, and I'm here today with Tom Swan from All American Home Lending. Welcome to our video blog. Today we're going to be discussing the do's and don'ts through the purchasing process. But before we begin, I would like to draw your attention to two links on our blog. First, if you're looking to sell your home, click the free home value report link. Or if you're looking to buy, click the search all homes for sale, where you can access the most up-to-date information on homes for sale in the area. Now back to our update. So Tom, can you go over some of the do's and don'ts for our buyers?
Yeah, some of the most common do's and don'ts are during the loan process, from when you buy your home till preferably a couple of weeks after closing, which is when you get your keys. Don't open new accounts, don't buy a new car, don't go out furniture shopping. One of the most tempting time of the year is when they have these Black Friday sales or these big sales. Everybody's got to have them during your loan process. And people tend to go out and apply for a credit card. They get pushed by the salesman to open an account, and then that affects the integrity of our deal and can result actually in a turn down of your loan if you have an undisclosed debt show up that you didn't tell us about.
Okay. So, Tom, for someone who's in a situation where they want to go buy furniture and they need furniture for their new home, what would you recommend them do?
Well, I wish they wouldn't, but if they go out shopping, just looking around, don't give any information to a salesman because typically they'll try to push you to the next step, get your name, date of birth, run it through a database. It'll show up as an inquiry, and then we have to scrutinize that account. So the idea would be stay out of the furniture stores, get in your new home, and then do all the shopping you want after.
So, what you're saying is those inquiries affect their credit.
Sure, because an inquiry could lower the score depending on if the vendor shops you around with different investors, like some places like Levin's, for instance. They might shop you around to two or three finance companies to get you the best deal. And that's three, four, five, six inquiries, which could lower your score. And you have seen where we've had a loan get turned down at the end or need to be restructured accordingly.
Sure. And that impacts their interest rate as well, right?
Absolutely, that's a great point. Everything went score-based in 20-point increments. So if somebody drops, say, 20 points in their score, we could have maybe quoted them a 3.875 rate, and now they're at 4 1/8 out of no fault of ours, and actually in some cases no fault of the borrowers, other than they didn't know better than to not let their credit get run.
So, Tom, what I'm hearing you say is the buyers shouldn't be making any large deposits, moving money around. They shouldn't be going out and letting anyone pull their credit, and don't make any large purchases. What
Correct.
else shouldn't they be doing?
In addition to that, I mean, as funny as it may sound, paying off a large debt, grandma gives you money, you pay off a large debt. We catch it on the credit refresh at the end, and then they said, okay, where'd you get the money from? It seems harmless and you seem like you're increasing your potential to buy, but you're actually causing another layered risk because then we have to source where that money came from. And it could have been cash or what have you.
Okay.
Also, make sure all your IRS things are in order because if you haven't filed your taxes on time or you have a deficiency to the IRS, remember it's all government money. That'll stop you dead in your tracks. Same thing with the student loan. If you've been going back and forth with a student loan company, people will say, well, I didn't get the job I wanted. I didn't pay my student loan. That'll stop you dead in your tracks because, again, it's government-backed money, just like all our loans these days. One last thing. It's kind of hard, but don't jump jobs. Obviously, if you have a job and you're going to lose yours, you want to switch jobs. Obviously, that's human nature. But if you can avoid switching jobs or changing titles that'll affect from some folks will go from nice, comfy salary and they'll get that carrot dangled in their hands. Oh, we can give you a commission job now. You'll double your money. That'll stop us because then you need a year or two of commissioned income to show you can actually be in the sales force versus your firm W-2 employment.
So, Tom, that's a lot of great info. What would be the first step for a brand new buyer in today's market?
Obviously, find a great realtor you're comfortable with and also get fully pre-approved by a lender. I would love to be the lender, of course, but if you have a lender you prefer, use them. But be real careful with these online pre-qualifications. So, Jed, what a lot of folks will do is they'll go online and it's kind of a feel-good pre-approval where they type in enough information. They're kind of entering information into a computer base and it spits out a pre-qualification. That just means that the information you put in says, hey, based on these three things, you're pre-qualified. but there's so many disclaimers. You get in the process and then you realize you didn't have anything solid to base the decision of the loan on in the future.
Right. Okay. And we actually had a recent scenario where on one of our listings, we had a buyer come in with a $400,000 pre-qual. And when we didn't accept the offer because of the pre-qual and I asked them to go speak with a lender, we found out that they were actually only pre-approved for $160,000 because it didn't take in any of the debt.
Right, very common. They'll put in, it's kind of a feel-good thing because what's happening is some of these companies will put out an online pre-qual to get the person, so to speak, invited in and comfortable with their site and then hope to follow up. And if they don't get back to you and actually get your debts and figure out what your debt versus income calculations are, you could be out there with a certificate in your hand and, of course, let down your friends, family, and, of course, the seller and your
Sure.
realtor.
Sure.
Mhm.
Well, thanks, Tom, for all the great information. And if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please call us today and we'll be more than happy to help you.
Thank you.